Hello, dear friends. I'm happy to welcome you. I hope that you can see and hear me very well. Also, I hope that you can see my slides very well. My name is Barbara VERETYUK. I'm a general practitioner. I'm a family doctor and nutritionist. I live and work in Novosibirsk, the city, and will share with you the new product by Greenway Global. It is called NEORESERVO, and this will become an additional source for you for nutrition and for longer active youth. NEORESERVO was made at our own Greenway Global production in the center of Siberia. It has amazing quality control, and you can see GMP certificate, which is the certificate of great production using nutritive elements like it is in medication production. So it's really very great control. Also, we have a Kalal certificate for those who are the target audience here and who may be interested in it. Let's start discussing what antioxidants are and why we need them and what for. First and foremost, every day our body contacts with a lot of aggressive agents and elements, but it's not all. We also contact oxygen. We directly breathe it in. Without it, our life is impossible. We will not stay no longer than 5 minutes without breathing. But as a result of our structures being in contact with oxygen, acidity occurs. And what we have as a result are free radicals. In other words, active kinds of oxygen. And this oxidity reaction should be neutralized. Otherwise, these free radicals will impair our cells and will result in aging and early aging. And it's not only the action by the oxygen, but the action of UV factor, also chronic inflammatory diseases and acute inflammation may also cause this kind of reactions. And this is not all. We have very important enzymes which have iron and cuprum as part of them. They're good, but they are active. And if we don't neutralize them, then they may impair the structures of our cells. So what do we have in the long run? So as a result of these external and internal factors, as well as our life, our metabolism, free radicals are born, and they may impair the structure of our cells, the structure of our DNA, and also result in early aging. And if they are not neutralized, and we come to the word antioxidants. So antioxidants are the elements which combat them. So you can see these three guys, and in the middle, this is the evil guy, and he wants to achieve the neighboring molecular for the electrode to take it from it. And this is the active form of oxygen, the free radical, the aggressive molecule who wants to take the electrode from its neighbor. And if this free radical is not neutralized, it will impair the neighboring molecular, and this will become a source of inflammation as well. And this will become further and repeat in chains. But you can see on the right-hand side another guy, the smiling guy, who shares his electrode to neutralize the free radical. And this nice smiling guy is the antioxidant. They have more electrodes and they have to neutralize the free radicals. So our body also produces the free radicals. We are great. The humans are the result of evolution, so we have a lot of enzymes which are antioxidants. And you can see the names, they are quite complex. These are the antioxidants. Also, the vitamins we receive from food, vitamin E, vitamin C, glutathione, and other fat-soluble vitamins. Also, we have transport proteins, which are antioxidants too. So correspondingly, we need to get them every day with food, not just vitamin C and E, but other different antioxidants. And fruit, vegetables, and berries and herbs, they contain a lot of them. And that is why you can see the Mediterranean pyramid here. And the Mediterranean diet says that fruit and vegetables and also crops, so they are the basis of healthy food. On the right-hand side, you can see the so-called plate of Howard, which proves to be very healthy. So if you have proteins, also vegetable and fruit every day, then you get enough antioxidants. But unfortunately, our everyday life of today is so that we consume less fruit, vegetables, this kind of Western style, Western diet. And if you take a lot of fruit of vegetables, this is more an exception than the norm. And that is why this may result in disbalance in these antioxidants, which are result of smoking and also unhealthy diet, environmental factors, and the protective factors, the antioxidants, which should block the action of the antioxidants. And all this should be result in balance. Unfortunately, with time we become older, the environment around us is maybe not the best, and with time, our protective systems, our repairment systems of the body are impaired. And then the free radicals uh, start reacting with the molecules of the body, and this cross acidity of the lipids occurs, resulting in atherosclerosis. DNA is impaired, and this may result in faster aging, less immunity, increased risk of cancer. Also, we have more and more impairment of our proteins, and we start aging. And we're looking for new sources of improving to getting more antioxidants. And NEORESERVO is one of this kind of foods, which is a great source of antioxidants. So as a matter of fact, what you get is extracts, concentrates, juices of different fruit and vegetables, where some of them you can see here on the screen, and this is the pomegranate, cherry, blueberry, red grape, and you will not need any artificial sugars or whatever because they are natural. So no reservoir doesn't have any flavors or any sugar. Let's get into more detail. I'm sure many of you probably know well, the previous ones, but NEORESERVO has 30% more concentrated juices than any product before. So you can see the pomegranate juice. Uh, Everyone knows that it does not only contain antioxidant, also it's good for the immune system and it also reduces inflammation. Cherry juice is a powerful source of antioxidants and it's also very good for the vessels. The blueberry juice, and this is proved by investigations, reduces the sensitivity to insulin. Also, it is good for diabetes, and this is a good neuroprotector, protecting the neural cells. So, red grape juice for several dozens of years is known to be very good for heart and vessels. Maybe you've heard about the so-called French paradox. Several dozens of years ago, it was started to be, investigated. We all know that French people like good food, cheeses, which are quite fat. So their diet is far from the classical Mediterranean style, but they live quite long, which is wonderful. And the risk for cardiovascular diseases as well as myocardial infarctions or strokes is much less than in other countries who consume as much lipids as they. So scientists started to find out why. So it turned out that probably the secret is red wine. And this is why the scientists started to study red wine. And they found there not only antioxidants, which we can find in other fruit, vegetables, berries, but something else. We'll discuss it later. But let's get back to fruit and vegetables and berries. So I've said already that the red cherry juice also can be good for reduction of uric acid. And also this can be good for gout or gout prevention. Speaking about blueberry, it is the queen of antioxidants. Also, NEORESERVO contains aloe vera reserve, so it's very good for healing. Also, the detoxification of it is really, really very good. And there was an investigation for people who were at risk of heavy metal impairments. So the outcome was good, and also it's good for digestion. Speaking about acai berries, they have also great impact on vessels and also on digestion. Speaking about the grapes, it is not accidental. It is not accidental. It's good for blood circulation, for vessels, and green tea is also amazing for tone, energy, and for reducing inflammation. So summing up, you can see that NEORESERVO contains antioxidants. Also, NEORESERVO is a great clinically proved formula of antioxidant, and there is something else there, and this is resveratrol. Resveratrol is a powerful antioxidant, and also it has an effect of rejuvenalization. It protects the cells from the evil factors of the environment. When resveratrol was found out, so it is studied every year and more. And yes, this is true. Until today, well, the humanity wants to make a medication of it because every year we find more and more great properties in it. It activates sirtuins, the proteins, slowing down aging, protecting us from evil action of the environment. Also, it suppresses the inflammatory molecules. It is good for vessels. And maybe this is part of this French paradox. It suppresses the evil action of cholesterol. So let's try to find out more about it. So in some berries and vegetables, there are membranes, and they contain resveratrol. So it's good for protecting us, and too, not only just vegetables and berries. But if you want to take red wine as antioxidant, you mean to be careful. You will not get enough resveratrol from it. And there are other properties which are not so good in the red wine, so be careful. But we are ambitious and we want to get benefit without risk. So we started to study the effects of resveratrol, which came to be really diverse.
Apart from that, it is able to reduce thrombocytes. These are the blood cells that are responsible for thrombosis. It also protects blood vessels from fast aging and also prevents atherosclerosis, because when bad cholesterol speeds up, it becomes the cause of atherosclerosis. And resveratrol can negate this process. It also protects nerve cells and also kidney cells. It's a cardio and neuroprotector. It is able to protect also cardio muscles and reduces insulin dependency and can reduce the risks of sugar diabetes. Resveratrol is also able to reduce the process of fat, to improve the fat burning process. It burns fats and improves your recovery and also metabolism. I call upon you all to continue your healthy, balanced diet. On the other hand, resveratrol, having powerful anti-inflammatory effects, continues research into chronic inflammatory conditions. These are Crohn's disease, rheumatoid arthritis, atherosclerosis, and it has been proven that resveratrol is able to lower the level of these inflammatory markers, cyclooxygenases. This is the name of the enzyme. Also, in experiments, resveratrol reduced negative effects of alcohol consumptions. Yes, you heard me right. Alcohol is harmful to your health. It is also an officially recognized oncomarker. It causes cancer. So I call upon you to reduce your alcohol consumption if you are using it. However, it is possible. For this reason, the French are now reducing their intake. But it's also better to get resveratrol not out of alcohol but other sources. Also, resveratrol showed some very beneficial effects on the gut microbiota. Microbiota continues to be studied by scientists worldwide. It's a recognized organ of the immune system and is important for your metabolism. And also, it's important for microbiotic health because resveratrol can cause beneficial effects and improve your microbiota. It is also a hepatoprotector. It improves the condition of your kidneys and your kidney cells and provides some great effects on your balanced diets. Now, it can protect your cells from harmful factors and environmental factors. Whenever there are chronic inflammatory effects from the environment, it is reduced by resveratrol. Also, it is very beneficial for your heart blood vessels and cell metabolism. It also affects your carbohydrate and fat metabolism, microbiota of the gut, and it therefore positively impacts our immune systems. It protects the cells from damage. It helps our microbiota to become better and stronger. And all of this adds up to beneficial impact overall on the immune system. And also, please note, it can reduce allergic inflammation. It's a great molecule. Truly revolutionary. Also, resveratrol has some very promising data from trials on anti-aging. And here we move on to the proteins which can improve our stress resistance. It can protect the cells from aging. Usually, serpulin number, this is the name of this protein, serpulin, it rises in the body when body copes with serious physical stress or hunger. But as we all know, these extreme conditions may not only aid our survival but can also harm our bodies. However, resveratrol stimulates sirtuin protein activity without going through extreme exposure. Now, how much resveratrol contained in one packet of NEORESERVO? It is 100 times as much as a glass of grape juice or alcohol. I mean wine. So you don't need to drink wine anymore. Just take resveratrol and NEORESERVO. Resveratrol in NEORESERVO here comes in much higher concentration than in the previous versions. We have also studied the safe content intake of resveratrol, so you may rest easy. There will not be any overdose on resveratrol. We have studied 20-fold dosages compared to what is contained in NEORESERVO, and NEORESERVO is completely safe. You can use it safely without any worry or concerns about any side effects. So here is a great product that can slow down natural aging, protect your cells from antioxidants and free radicals, which are caused by aggressive environmental factors, also inflammatory action. It can improve recovery, aid cell metabolism, increase your stamina, and also muscle tone, along with increasing your memory, your concentration, and overall well-being. Also, for the cardiovascular vessels, it is also beneficial on account of resveratrol antioxidants, fruit and vegetables. You can reduce the risk of thrombosis, protect against bad cholesterol, improve blood vessel elasticity, and fight high blood pressure. Now, NEORESERVO can be taken in 1 or 2 sticks per day. Basically, consumption doesn't depend on food intake. You can use it before or after meals or during meals. NEORESERVO is based on natural juice base. However, the bioaccessibility, and I mean the way it is consumed by the body, and this process is aided by natural juice base, because resveratrol in capsules doesn't have, compared to natural juice base consumption, doesn't have this fast body impermeation. Now, NEORESERVO also is a gel form, improving bioaccessibility, and you get more of this resveratrol and other beneficial properties. Now, it has no additional color. It has no additives, doesn't contain alcohol, and also has halal certificate. It is a completely healthy product, and I'm counting on you to enjoy NEORESERVO. I'm sure you'll enjoy the taste. Greenway Global team has long been testing various options in the labs before selecting the best tasting, the most delicious, and also you'll get all the benefits of resveratrol contained in NEORESERVO. Many thanks for your kind attention, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Very well. Let me help with the questions, dear colleagues. Barbara, are there any age restrictions for resveratrol, and what is the recommended age for product consumption? Thank you. This is a great question. First of all, this is a non-specialized children's product. According to Russian Federation law, for children up to 3 years, you need to certify it separately. So this is not a product for babies. However, you can use it safely from that age up. Remember that there are cases of personal hypersensitivity or allergy to various food products, and in case of anything like that arising, we studied doctors' recommendations, for instance, if you have any allergies to carnelian cherry, for instance. Well, the next question is how we can find any research or trials related to resveratrol. Perhaps you can recommend some scientific studies or literature. Well, in the first part of the presentation, I provided referrals and links to some studies of resveratrol. You can also study this presentation. It will be distributed, and use these links. Now, and literature referrals, you can also use PubMed database that has all of the medical publications on the subject. For instance, resveratrol and also others. You can use the keywords for your search. Now, the next question Regarding grape juice, natural grape juice is recommended to be used during pregnancy and breastfeeding. Is it possible to use NEORESERVO during lactation and pregnancy? Well, I have seen separate studies of resveratrol taken during pregnancy or breastfeeding. It was also ruled safe. However, we are always guided primarily by women's health interests, and we recommend following doctors' recommendations. In this case, for pregnant and breastfeeding mothers, there are separate doctors' recommendations required. Very well, thank you. Next question. Can it be taken daily, or are there any pauses between courses? So are there any restrictions, limitations, or recommendations on dosages apart from presentation data? Well, there are no limitations or restrictions on resveratrol intake. Some studies had volunteers taking them for 6 to 12 months. Let me reiterate, some studies on various dosages are various. There are multiple, starting with 10 mg of resveratrol per day up to 1500 milligram per 24 hours. And in that case, too, resveratrol was ruled for long-term intake and consumption, so there are no restrictions. Please trust me, if there were any restrictions, it would not be allowed as a nutriceutic and as an additive. Now, you can use it daily or you can use it in courses. There are no limitations or restrictions. We are also guided by the considerations of environmental factors. If you have negative environmental factors, perhaps you will benefit from a longer course consumption. It all depends on you and on your lifestyle and environmental factors. Well, let me also clarify this question. Do we understand correct that the maximum effect is obtained with permanent consumption without any breaks? Well, basically, yes. When we're talking about anti-inflammatory and cardiovascular effects, certainly lengthy intake is recommended. Very well, great. Next question. If you're taking any medicines, are there any restrictions? Does it conflict with anything? No, there is no intermedicinal interaction. There are no negative recommendations or objections on using it along with other medicines. There are no beta blockers. There are no substances that can limit the intake of any other medicines or drugs. Accordingly, some people may experience improved appetite, improved hyperactivity when you take it in fresh juice forms. So it's best taken during meals. That's what we recommend. But there is no restrictions regarding using it along with other medications. Very well. Can it be used if a person takes anticoagulants? Well, there is no data available on any bleeding. Also, mind you, the dosages used in NEORESERVO particularly. Also, another important point, it should not be taken as a substitute for anticoagulants because anticoagulants are prescribed with high risk of thrombosis or with current thrombosis, but this is not a replacement for these medicines. Anticoagulators. Now, should we regulate intake for the elderly and children? For instance, if ages of 50 or 60 plus, should we increase the dosage of NEORESERVO for better results? That's a good question, thank you. Well, basically, here we are talking about nutriceuticals. Food additives, they improve your balanced diets. There is no data available at this stage about any compulsory dosages of resveratrol for the elderly or 50-60 plus age groups. We are aware that the normally recommended dosage for reducing inflammation and to receive beneficial effects, the dosage starts from 50 mg daily. So one packet of NEORESERVO has 70 ml, and you can take 2 packets per day. If we're talking about people with any chronic inflammatory illnesses or conditions, but there are no compulsory mandatory dosages because this is not a medicine. Once again, let me remind you. Next question, if we mix it with water, because not everyone loves gel forms, if we mix it and dilute it in water, does it dilute the beneficial properties of NEORESERVO? No, not at all. As long as you drink it straight away after mixing it, don't leave it to stand because there are no powerful antioxidants. There is no preservation agents, and bacteria loves fruits as well. So don't leave it out for hours. Have it immediately after mixing. Very well. Next question. Is it suitable for diabetes sufferers? Because some fruits are an issue for them. Yes, we are aware that some diabetes sufferers have some limitations to do with sugars, not only sweets, but also natural fructose. Well, yes, there are natural sugars, and it is impossible to extract them. So, here we are guided by the dietary units. If the person uses insulin, they have to do their calculation on carbohydrates. If they have type B diabetes, we have to once again consider the carbs. Now, there is a life hack to do with healthy diet for diabetic plates. This is American Diabetes Association recommendation. If you have sugar diabetes, it's better to begin in your meals with vegetables than proteins and end with your carbs. So this life hack from the American Diabetes Association can also be used in NEORESERVO intake. Use it after your main meal, but first have your main veggies, have your main proteins, your meat, your fish, whatever else you're using, and then on you will be able to use NEORESERVO, and this will reduce your glucose peaking from carb intake from NEORESERVO.
The next one is my question is about red wine. Can you use it together with uh, a glass of wine in the evening? Let me remind you the point of view of the World Health Organization. There is no safe dosage of alcohol. Please don't forget about prevention of cardiovascular diseases and please limit alcohol. Based on the French paradox issue, the European Cardiological Journal published an article highlighting a safe dosage of red wine for cardiovascular diseases. And this is less than half a glass of red wine a day, 150 milliliters. This is the safe dosage. So please don't forget about the limits. Speaking about contraindications of using NEORESERVO together with the red wine, no, there is no contraindication. But please don't forget about alcohol. By the way, it is oncogenic too. Why? In NEORESERVO, the amount of free radicals is less than in the analogs. It doesn't have any aggressive ones. Speaking about quercetin in NEORESERVO, the answer is no. No, we didn't add it there. There is information that beer is also contained, but no one ever studied the dosage. Uh, I think these are all the questions from the chat. In YouTube, you will hear the presentations and we will answer all your questions. And very soon you will be able uh, to watch the video on Greenway Global channel, and also you can ask your partners. Thank you. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice morning, evening, day, whatever you have, and stay with us. Thank you.